My ex-wife convinced our son I was dangerous, so I legally signed away all my rights to her. My ex Lisa couldn't let me have one normal weekend with Brandon. First time she called screaming that he forgot his insulin. The kid doesn't have diabetes. Next month cops showed up because Brandon supposedly called her scared. He was sound asleep on my couch. Third visit she reported him missing while we were literally at the movies together. The insulin incident started 10 minutes after picking up Brandon for our first weekend visit. Lisa called shrieking about emergency medication and demanded I rush him to the hospital immediately. Brandon stood there confused while she screamed about blood sugar levels through the phone. When I asked Brandon directly if he had diabetes, he shook his head no. She hung up and called police claiming I was denying medical care to a sick child. When confronted about the lie, she posted online that I was neglecting Brandon's health needs. Her friends attacked me in the comments while she played the concerned mother protecting her diabetic child. The second incident happened during Brandon's overnight visit after the diabetes drama died down. He had fallen asleep watching cartoons when 3 police cars suddenly pulled up outside my apartment. Lisa told them Brandon had called her crying and begging to come home immediately. The officers woke him up and he just rubbed his eyes asking what was happening. One officer mentioned they see this often in custody disputes, but still had to file reports. Lisa later claimed I must have drugged Brandon to make him sleep through his distress. She posted photos of the police cars at my apartment to show how dangerous I was. Brandon and I were halfway through a superhero movie when everything finally fell into place for me. My phone lit up with 20 missed calls and panicked texts from family members. Lisa had reported Brandon missing and claimed I'd violated our custody agreement to kidnap him. The theater lobby swarmed with police as we tried to leave after the movie. Lisa was there sobbing to news crews about her stolen child. She yanked Brandon away from me like I was holding him hostage. A detective pulled me aside to discuss threats Lisa said I'd made. She'd created fake messages about me planning to disappear with Brandon forever. Sitting alone that night, I finally saw her plan clearly. These escalating emergencies would continue until she got me imprisoned. She wanted me erased from Brandon's existence. Fine, I'd give her exactly that wish permanently. I spent 3 weeks studying family law and found Lisa's weakness. Voluntary termination of parental rights meant all financial obligations ended once we both signed. Lisa couldn't afford her life without my money. Her mortgage payment was 3 times her part-time retail salary. Brandon's private school and 3 travel sports programs ate up thousands monthly. She lived entirely off my support checks. Without them, she'd lose everything within 6 months. The termination papers had one beautiful detail she'd never catch in her excitement. Once signed, Brandon could never seek financial help from me again. No college funds, no inheritance, no emergency support, nothing, ever. Lisa would be so focused on winning custody that she'd miss the financial death sentence hidden in legal language. My plan was simple. Act defeated, let her gloat, and watch her sign away her entire future. Walking into that courtroom destroyed me. I had to let my son go to save myself from prison. My hands shook as I told the judge I wanted to terminate my parental rights. Lisa's face lit up like Christmas morning. She'd won. After years of lies and false accusations, she'd finally beaten me. The judge kept asking if I understood this was forever. Each time she asked, another piece of my heart died. I looked at Brandon, my boy, playing some game on his phone. He wouldn't even look at me. When the judge asked him to speak, he said, "Mom says he's dangerous," in that flat voice that meant he'd said it 100 times before. I wanted to scream that I'd never hurt him, that his mother was destroying us both. Instead, I just nodded and said, Brandon deserved to feel safe. Lisa barely contained her excitement while whispering eagerly to her lawyer about finally winning everything she wanted. She kept glancing at me with this satisfied smirk, like she'd conquered the world. Brandon sat there playing phone games when the judge asked if he wanted to speak up. "Mom says he's dangerous," he mumbled without looking up from his screen at all. My signature looked wrong, shaky, like someone else was writing it. Each page felt heavier than the last. Lisa grabbed the papers immediately without reading the financial sections that would change her life forever. Her lawyer kept tapping the payment clause frantically, but she waved him away. "I don't care about his money," she announced proudly to the entire courtroom. "This is about protecting my son." The judge made us both acknowledge that termination included all financial obligations after 3 final months. Lisa agreed instantly while her lawyer's face went pale. She thought she'd won the war, but had actually signed away her entire financial future. I kept my expression devastated while internally counting down her remaining months of comfort. 3 years later, Lisa worked overnight stocking shelves, afternoons at a diner, and weekends cleaning offices. Brandon dropped out at 16 to work construction. They'd been evicted twice and now shared a studio above a liquor store. Lisa's Instagram went dark after the foreclosure. Brandon tried reaching out through my sister when he needed trade school money. She had to explain the legal walls his mother built. Meanwhile, I remarried and had twin daughters in a different state. My new family didn't even know Brandon existed.